Hey guys, it's Saturday. Welcome to the A studio that is under full construction, but this is the first time everything is in place. So the first time I know what the room inside will look like, where things will be placed. I thought, why not give you like a little tour? This is like the 20% finished, 20% into the entire building process. A little sneak peek tour, first impressions of what it will look like. So let's maybe start like entering the room.
Fighting. So would you follow me to go and fight the world, don't you see?
So this will be the door. You open this one up, enter, and then you will have over here where you have this piece of wood. That will be a couch or the DJ desk, not sure yet. Then here another table a little wider than this, and then the main table with all of the equipment, the racks, the monitor. And then up front that wall will be probably closed and have a door in between so that you can access the room that will be then created behind there. This right here will be then another secret room that will house all of the equipment that needs cooling, all of the equipment that makes noise, and it will also create a possible vocal booth if needed, if necessary. Then I just have to dampen this even more, and it will also give me access to the windows. This window I need access by law because it's a fire escape, and this way I can also just move from my studio that will unfortunately then have no windows. There's unfortunately no option to make it acoustically perfect with windows, but I can then just step into this little room right here and still enjoy the view over the entire harbor, get some fresh air, and have like a very chill, warm room and a very clean, like critical room for like doing very precise work on music. And the speakers so far, the biggest question mark, if I will keep them, if I will build them into the wall, I don't know yet. I first need to measure. And then basically here will be the door right here. And you enter, then again, sweet spot, the two tables, the couch, and all around these blocks. The gray ones are done, fabric, absorbing material in. The other ones I still have to build. And then if you walk around the studio, there's like this hallway all the way through, so an air gap that I can still squeeze through. And I might even install onto this wall these, where are they? Here on the other side. These are like special plates that take away a lot of bass energy, but this also needs to be calculated. And this view right here will be then the new view of me sitting here talking to you guys. The entire ceiling, LEDs. The first layer will be a fabric that lets air, sound through and diffuses light. Then air gap of like 8 centimeters. Then the LED stripes. The air gap is just for the LEDs to spread the light a little more. And then above that, 20-30 centimeters of absorbing material again. So the entire ceiling will be absorbing. All of the side walls once around will be absorbing. And the back wall will be extremely absorbing. We got here the usual 40 centimeters. And then this will either stay an air gap or also be filled with absorbing material. This depends on the measurements. And behind here, also, that's already absorption. I built that 2 years ago. And yesterday I already explained how I will do the floor, like the squishy stuff that goes underneath to fully absorb and make this a real room within a room kind of construction. I like they made a mistake. I called them today and I have to say they were really nice, and they told me the easiest solution and the best would be just to send me twice as much stuff, so I can spread it out more, because like it squishes twice as much as it should and is made for another weight, so they calculated it wrong. But it seems to be cheaper for them to just send me twice as much for the same price. I'm happy about this because more blocks spread out that do less is actually better for like the absorption than having one big block that does a lot more and makes the entire floor even more stable. So one of the big problems, like yesterday I almost had like a mental breakdown with the studio. I'm also now getting another, like this is number 4 acoustician, studio builder, that one lives close by. He can come here and measure. That will happen next week. And then this will be hopefully the perfect studio. I think now you can imagine what it will look like. Like first it was in my head, then on a plan. A lot of you were questioning a lot of things, but I think this right here should like clarify most of the questions. There's just one that I get a lot that annoys me a little, and that is if that's not too much absorption. A lot of people are worried about me creating a room that has absolutely no reverb, and let me assure you, we're far, far away from that, even with all of the absorption in here. The floor won't be absorbing because it can't. I have to walk on it. And also the entire front wall, since if I build the speakers into the wall, the entire front wall will be also reflective. It's like an extension of the speaker, and it will be all just hard, probably wood or brick. This depends on the weight and further calculations, but the room won't be too absorbing. I mean, even now, if you clap, you hear mostly the hallway. Let me close the door. It's bouncing, it's still bouncing, like ceiling, floor. It's annoying, it sounds like shit. I hate that, like those flutter echoes. Here it's really worse. Oh yeah, because here the wall isn't covered, so it's bouncing even more. Yeah, you see, like, it's not enough absorption, because right now we already have like 4 huge panels. All of that absorption stuff at the bottom is already in place, and there we already have 3 blocks built and more absorption already in place. So more absorption it is. Because in general, with a lot of absorption, you don't do anything wrong. Yes, you will sacrifice a lot of the high frequencies, but also cover the low frequencies. And once you've covered the low frequencies, and maybe if it's reducing the high frequencies too much, you can work again with diffusion and get a little bit of reverb controlled and certain frequencies back into the room. But this is really like, one acoustic guy will tell you this way to build it, like a dead end and like a live end, and some are just like fully absorbing. That's like debatable. Those are like 2 ways of getting a good sound. And there are probably more I don't even know of, but yeah, that was the little tour. I hope you can imagine the rest of it. And I hope you like it. I certainly, absolutely love it. And now it's actually time to head back home. I'm done here in the studio. Just had to, some phone calls, 1 meeting, and actually the first meeting since Corona, the first real business meeting actually. But yeah, heading back home, some quality time with the lady. And you know how we like to spend our quality time. You might have noticed I'm obsessed with a lot of things, extreme. I like to be perfect in everything I do and like make it better, improve it until it's there. A couple of weeks ago I started with pizza dough, and I think right here is the perfect one. It's hand pulled, so thin you can look through, like the air is inside underneath. Thick crust around it. It's not perfectly round, but that's due to the oven. Now just some fresh tomato sauce. It's actually not fresh, it's canned, because canned just tastes better. I hope no one is hungry. I hate that when I watch other people make something that looks delicious and not having anything myself, so I'm sorry. Tiny bit of mozzarella, just a good one, into the oven. No, I screwed up here. That's why I said, like, it's too big for that little oven. But I absolutely love it. 800 degrees, just bubbling away, in 1 minute this pizza is done. One more check. That's looking good. I think I should turn it. Almost a perfect one. A little like screw up over here, but very, very close to perfect. So one day, eventually, I will make the really perfect pizza, and maybe one day I will build the perfect studio. I'm trying, at least with this one. It's weird, like if I like something and interested in it, I try to make it really perfect, and things that I don't like, I absolutely don't do, or like in a really shitty way, so it's always extreme. But that's just the way it is. Has advantages, disadvantages. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're interested, still on super sale, my new sample pack. It's usually 20, at the moment just $5 for the next entire week. And on top of that, you get all of the past sample packs included. So it's a bunch of gigabytes of like samples, one-shots, a lot of guitars, acoustic guitar this time, electronic guitar, some projects, stems out of my songs that were already released, some stems out of songs that aren't released yet, a lot of kicks that I like to integrate into my production. So if you're interested, first link in the description, and we'll see us tomorrow again, hopefully back in the studio, more constructive.